And we live, baby.
Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker.
What's going on? This shit is crazy right here.
Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker.
All right. Let's see who's going to come in the room, man.
It's nice out. Nice out. People out probably.
Yo, so today, it was like the Gordon's fishermen out there. Yo, I'm telling you, a little bit of heat and a little bit of freedom, and it is berserk.
Yeah.
Like, I must have seen the TikTok tights in like 50 different colors. Like everywhere. For like, it didn't even matter.
Right.
And then the dudes was running around with the white shadow shorts. Cause you know,
surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy. Like I was like, yo, dude, like, you know, it's nice, but what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? It's too
got a little freedom now too, so it's like,
yeah,
let them out.
Yeah,
let people, the nuts hang out.
Yo, dude, loose. Like, not even like shorts that like are material like a cotton or nah. The silky nylon BVD shits. And I'm like, is it that serious? It was like almost 70 today, right?
It had to be over 70.
It was over 70?
Yeah, it was close to 80.
Really?
Yeah, it was over 70 for sure.
Okay. But when I came in, it was like 60 something. It was still a little bite in the air, but you know, it was getting nice.
Right.
And I had the AC on. Free sour, like, but I didn't think it was that hot, for real. Mr. Johnny Chavez, we see you. Good evening. He said, "I'm out, but I have my earpiece listening, como un viejo." Like listening to the game. That's a fucking strike. What's going on, Sel? How you feeling?
Not much. Good. The sun. I was out in the sun today, getting a little vitamin D. Pause. Yeah, man. But
how'd you guys do?
2 L's.
Okay.
Yeah, not a good thing, but
good company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It never bothers too much when it's a good.
Yeah, and it was first time out, like opening day type. You know, Chips ain't won an opening day.
Right.
We got to make some moves. Well, it's good. You know, we'll be all right.
Everybody recognizing their shit.
Yeah,
and make the adjustments and see where it goes. But yeah, man. So I was there, and I think I went out at about 2:00. It didn't feel like 80 though. I guess because it was a little breeze. But yeah,
probably like 76. I'm saying like 72, 76. Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, yo, these people are off the hook. Like no masks.
No. I think they took that away, right? I don't think you got to wear a mask in public no more, in the streets.
Listen, in one instance, they're telling you if you get vaccinated, you don't have to wear anything, right? In another instance, that's like the information is just it's bullshit for me. I'm not saying I want any type of illness or whatever.
I've never, like, if I'm out in the street walking, I don't walk around with a mask on. I'm in the street. Like if I'm going in somewhere public, I'll put the mask on, you know. That's it.
Yeah.
That's me.
When you go in the store.
Yeah, when you go in the store, I was saying when you go in the store, I put the mask on. But if I'm walking outside, I'm not putting no mask on.
Yeah.
I see people driving in the car dolo with the mask. Like, what are you doing, bozo?
Windows up.
It's like putting on a condom and going to sleep by yourself. What's wrong with you?
Motherfucker.
That shit is just crazy. I just think it's a little berserk. You know, get vaccinated, but you can still catch it. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like you got vaccinated for chickenpox. You know, I've never heard of one. Let me not say that. I don't personally know anybody who has gotten chickenpox twice. I'm sure that probably
happened. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there probably has been, right? But my point is, in this moment, People got to stop with this bullshit of, yo, you need to, like, I got people, you need to get vaccinated. Yeah, shut the fuck up, man. Get out of here.
You don't need to do anything.
Yeah, you need to mind your fucking business.
You need to do anything.
Yeah, I'm good. Not even a hangnail. Miss, Jacqueline, I don't want to mess up her name.
Capo de Lupo.
Okay. Salute, Jacqueline. Good evening. Wow.
Yeah.
New viewer. All right. Tonight we got a special guest. Man, I'm pretty excited about this one, as we always are.
Absolutely.
The drummer, musician extraordinaire, Mr. Ramsey Jones. Man, Ramsey is a career musician. I'm going to say that. He does a lot, and he's done a lot. And it should be an interesting conversation. Ramsey's a great dude. I've seen him perform, I think, twice now. But personally, like, I've had conversations one-on-one with Ramsey at the first performance that I saw him do. Great cat. And he's just an amazing musician. So really excited to speak to this brother tonight. He's going to share a lot.
No, for sure. And I wanted to talk on, our Mother's Day conversation we had here. And, I just want to let everybody know that we know a lot of times the guests come on the show and they're very vulnerable. They're giving up their information. And we just want to let everybody know that we did the same thing on Mother's Day. And we put our vulnerability out there and spoke our piece. And I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day.
Yeah, man. There was a lot of people we forgot, but I think everybody understands, if we don't mention you, it's not that we forgot about you. It's more like, we in the moment.
I got the name right.
You got it right? I wasn't going to take a risk and fuck her name up. I know what that's like, man, for real. But salute to you.
I'll be on Jeopardy next week.
There you go. Let's run this track, so. You ready? Good evening, everybody. Oh. Anybody.
Everybody and anybody.
Good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Mr. A, with my partner,
Sally Sasson.
And this is the set 6145. Tonight, as always, we have a special guest, a Mr. Ramsey Jones. Ramsey Jones is a accomplished musician. I was telling my partner here that he's Jamaican because he plays with so many different bands. He plays for a cover band, an ABBA cover band. And I know we're probably aging ourselves by saying that, but I'm sure a lot of people love ABBA. He has his own group called Rebelmatic. He also plays with another group called Funkface. He's the band that works with Jizza from Wu-Tang. He just does it all, but he's an amazing musician. So we're going to have that conversation tonight. I hope everybody can, tune in and enjoy. She said, "You fucking up." All right. Before we start the show, as always, we want to give a couple of shout outs. So I'm going to share a couple of tabs here. Just bear with us, and then we'll bring Ramsey in. All right, let me get this going. So I know you brought this up to me, so I'm going to bring it up, but you're going to run the shout out. All right. All right. This one's on you, kid.
Oh, man. I didn't prep that one. Yeah. Stash House, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Open Sundays, 3 to 8. You can DM them on WhatsApp and place your order. If they're in Bayonne, New Jersey, they take Cash App, Zelle. I don't think they do cash. They just Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, things like that, I believe.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Is it more like catering, or you just order it?
No, you order food. It's like fusion type stuff,
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. Jessica and her daughter, shout out to them. Good luck with the business.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. So it's like soul food, seafood, a little bit of everything.
Yep. Stash House _New NJ.
All right. It's on Instagram, the Stash House _NJ. Follow them. We want to salute them. Good luck. Good luck. What you guys are doing.
And support all small businesses here on the set.
That's right, baby. That's what we do. I don't know. They're going to have to give us a plate, bro.
That's close to you. No,
I'm just going to say, yo, listen, we're going to come through. I'm going to pick up a plate. You know what? I'm going to patronize them. How about that? I'm going to order up a plate.
Cool.
So salute to Stash House.
Second one's free.
Yeah. I want to shout out this other person here. I've been following this woman, I'm gonna say, on Instagram, and I told her, we've had a couple of conversations in the DM. I told her that I'm gonna keep shouting her out until she comes on the show. I think that her business model is super interesting because everything is vegan. But even more so, I like her videos because she's constantly playing like old school reggae over them. So for me, it's pretty dope.
Right.
So like she does up her plates, you know, she puts the recipes up or whatever, and she's always playing like music, whatever. But she has a dope business model. She sells her vegan juice that she makes cold press. See here, let me turn that off. That machine is like $4,000.
Wow.
But this is her labeling. She does her own labeling. She makes her own recipes.
I'll be making nutcrackers out of that shit.
Dude, you read my mind. But her name is Shanique Love 7 _ creative vegan. She's on Instagram. Give her a follow. And also, if you follow her, press her and be like, yo, she needs to come on the set. We want to tell her story. We also want to, talk about her business and how she, put it together. I believe she's also in the medical field. I don't want to,
assume.
Yeah, I don't want to assume, but I believe she is. So, give a shout to Shanique Love 7 _ creative vegan. And I believe she's also from Brooklyn. So big up Brooklyn. Yeah. And last but not least, I saw my brother post this. I've given him a few shout outs on the show, but I saw him post this, and I think it's only fitting right now the way, things are right now for the New York Knicks. Yeah. So let's give them their flowers right now because they're doing big things, right? So our brother, Mr. Shawnee Corey of Leisure Life, New York, he did a little joint, and as you can see, he got the New York Knicks colors, and it's heavy duty. So salute to Mr. Shawnee Corey and everybody over at Leisure Life doing it big as always. That's my guy, and he's repping. And I want to also give him a shout because, you never really get transplants that come through and rep for another team. He's originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana, but, doing it big.
Let's go. Go New York, go New York, go.
He also did this joint for Spike. Shit is fire.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Look at that.
Oof.
Heavy. So salute to Shawnee Corey and everybody over at Leisure Life. Yeah. So we're going to bring in our next guest. I'm going to play a little clip of him performing, and then we're going to bring him in. Here we go. Mr. Ramsey Jones playing. Where is it? Okay. Here we go. I like this clip because he actually makes a mistake, but he just keeps going, which I think is pretty dope.
On the drums with Ramsey Jones.
Aye. One-handed, B. You gotta respect that right there, bro.
Man, he inspired me. I'm gonna do this interview with my shirt off. Oh, sorry. We're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the set welcomes Mr. Ramsey Jones.
Thank you, guys. What's up, Mr. A? What's up, Sally? How you doing? Nutcrackers on deck.
Let's do it.
For real, let's go.
Yeah, man.
I could use one of those right now, to be honest with you, man.
Oh, I had some Mama Juana earlier. I'm good.
This guy, wow. Ramsey, how you doing, brother? How's everything?
I'm great, brother. I just got back from Dallas, Texas. I did 4 shows in 3 days.
Wow.
With Dancing Dream. That's the name of the album cover band I play with.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just heard the brother, he did 4 shows, caught a plane, jumped off, caught the Uber, ran home, and now he's here on the set.
Oh, we forgot.
Thank you.
I played with Rebelmatic.
Got off the
plane, hopped the train, played with Rebelmatic in Bushwick, and then took an Uber here to do this podcast.
Wow.
Richie General, thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
You're making me crazy, man.
Yo, now, see, that's love. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, Ramsey,
yes.
Let's, as always, I like to start at the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. In the preamble, we were discussing how music sort of unifies us and brings us together.
Indeed.
And Ramsey was alluding to the fact that there were 3,000 people at this concert that he just played in.
Yeah, I played at the Dallas Arboretum.
Man.
And 3,000 people. This is the second time I played there. 3,000 people, the same amount.
Wow.
Showed up.
So no, it's okay. In the beginning, where does your inspiration for music, how do you get drawn into the music? You know, is it at a very, very young age, or is it as a teenager? Like, how does it start for you?
No, it started at a very young age. I could tell you my mother and father actually told me that I used to bang on Tupperware when I was like 4 years old. And I do remember when I like 1970, I went to my aunt's house in Coney Island. My mother took me over there. And this is when she realized I could play drums, and she brought me over to her sister's house, my aunt Rosetta. And she said, take out the Tupperware, put it on the floor, watch this boy. And they watched, she put on a record, I think it was the Eddie Kendricks, You Gotta Change Your Mind, Girl, You Gotta Change Your Mind. And I played the beat on the Tupperware, and my aunt looked at me like, wow. Yeah.
Wow.
It was immediate. But what was another added inspiration was around 1970. I was 5 years old, and we were living in Brownsville. That's where I grew up, in the Brownsville projects, right on Mother Gaston Boulevard. And my father called me into the living room. It was like I was the firstborn. I'm gonna start like from the beginning. I'm the eldest. I'm the firstborn, William Jones, and my brother Mark Jones, my sister Monique Jones. And then Russell Jones came, right? And then my sister Dion and Lamar and A.
Wow.
So it was 3 boys, 3 girls to my mother. And in the 70s came, we had another sister who my father had outside. Her name was Aisha, from another relationship my father had. My father was,
it was the 70s.
He got around.
It was okay back then.
Yeah, exactly. I love my dad. Both my parents are still alive, thank God.
Salute.
My father was the one that introduced me to Jimi Hendrix and James Brown. No, Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles.
Okay.
So he called me into the living room. He said, hey, son, watch the news with me. I'm watching the news, and I realized it's the obituary of Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
And I'm like taken by the way he looked, how he played guitar. I mean, I was like, wow, I never heard anybody play guitar like that ever. You know, that was such a large, it made such a profound impact on me, you know? So right after seeing that broadcast, my father went out and bought Are You Experience, which is Jimi Hendrix's first album, and the Beatles' first album, Meet the Beatles.
Wow.
We had a GE record player in the room that I shared with my brothers. And, you know, we're little rug rats. You know, we'd be fucking up the needle, fucking up the records. But I was always careful. Like, I was, you know, listening to the music, and I appreciated it.
Right.
So I put it on, and I was like, wow. And I'm looking at the cover of Are You Experienced? I'm like, I want to be this guy. You know? And I'm looking at the back cover, and it says, Be Forewarned. This man plays guitar in so many novel ways, he will blow your mind. I'm like, yes, I want to do that when I'm playing drums, you know? And the Beatles had that lyric, that melodic sensibility, which I love, that English sound, you know, the English sound of American black music,
right?
Who they revered, you know, and that's how I got into it. That's how my ear was immediately tuned to listening to like the rock, all the heavy rock at the time, you know. I grew up with James Brown. I mean, I heard that around the house. We listened to James Brown, the Sound of Philadelphia, Simande, Mandrill, Fatback Band, you know, First Choice, like all that stuff, man. It's like
Foundation.
memories. Dr. Buzz's original Savannah Band.
Jesus
you know?
Christ.
I still listen to that stuff.
Yeah.
Making me feel older than I am.
But that shit was good. BT Express. My mother was friends with those guys. They went to Franklin K. Lane.
They went to Lane?
Yeah. Some band members from BT Express. And
Wow.
my mother was friends with those guys. You know, she was a singer too. That's how the music was very much a part of the family, because, you know, my mother, my aunt, her sisters were all singers.
Wow.
Yeah, they were all singers. I saw a picture of my mother from the 60s with her sister. I forgot the name of her group, but they had the bouffant hairdos. It was like early 64.
Wow.
They had the bouffant hairdos. And my aunt was big. She was heavyset, and my mother is skinny. So I don't know what the name of the group was, Tiny and something else. I don't know. I forgot. My memory eludes me. But I seen them. I said, where was this taken? I asked my mom, where was this picture taken? She was like, oh, it was in Harlem. I was like, wow. And she said, yeah, we almost got signed by Atlantic, but grandma didn't want, my mother, my grandmother, her mother, didn't want them to sign to a label.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That's amazing. That's really crazy to hear that. But it speaks to the fact that your life has taken this turn, because you sort of come from the background. You know, you have this music, and you find your way. I mean, drumming, you know, that coming from singers, you don't usually get, like, you know, you're supposed to be the dude in the shiny suit doing the little, you know,
right.
You know what I mean? So at what point did you find, you know, yourself to become a musician?
Probably in the 80s.
Okay.
Like I decided, like, this is the turning point of what I wanted to do it full time. During the 80s, my cousin Rizza and Jizza used to come over my house in Linden Plaza. We moved from Brownsville to East New York, was the borderline of Queens, where the pink houses were. And TSS used to be right across the boulevard, Linden Boulevard. And I used to work there. So they had a record store in there. But my cousins used to come over our house because they wanted to get away from Staten Island, from all the violence and all the shit that was going on. And you know, just come see us. But we had this is during the hip-hop era. Okay. When the hip-hop era was coming up. So I remember, like, we acquired 2 turntables and a mixer. I had the mixer already. My father bought me a Gemini mixer for Christmas. Wow. And we acquired 2 Technics turntables. Not 1200s. It was a different model at the time. The Techniques, that's all that matters. Yeah, it was Technique. That's the standard, high standard in turntables. Yeah. And we acquired a receiver and speakers. And we had a beatbox, a beat machine. And we used to use the beat machine to make our own rap tapes. So RZA was rapping like he had an incredible flow at that time. And that was the first time I encountered Jizza. He was from he's cousin by marriage. Okay. Yeah. So on my father's side of the family. So I had like started making like beats with my cousins, and they would actually distribute the cassettes around the school where they went to school at in Staten Island. And they were like, yo, they come bring me the feedback. Yo, they like that shit, man. We got to do more stuff like that. So I would do the musical stuff. I acquired a Casio keyboard, and I would play like the hits of the day, like Don't Look Any Further, like with using the drum rhythm on the machine, on the rhythm machine. Or I used to do this: take a headphone, one side of a headphone, put it under a shoebox, and plug it into the input of the amplifier, the receiver, and make that a speaker. Make the headphone as a speaker and play beats on it. My cousin was rhyming over that beat by me playing on the shoebox over the headphones.
Wow.
Doing it like that, because hearing the Fat Boys at that time, Buffy and Dougie Fresh, when they came out at that time, it was like revolutionary. Like especially with Buffy, man, what he was doing on the mic, like I like both of their qualities of beatboxing, the way they beatbox, but Buffy had a more bassy, resonant, like
bottom heavy.
Yeah, because I went to see them. I went to see the Fat Boys at Ringling Brothers Barn Belly Circus in 1984.
Was the unicorn there? Was the unicorn?
Yeah.
The goat with the fucking thing they put on?
Yeah. Yo,
I was like, I can't
forgot
believe
about
this
that shit.
Yeah, dude. When they did, I remember that unicorn. I remember that, right? I ain't got no goddamn unicorn in my head.
They fooled us.
That's crazy.
But yo, when they came out at the end of the show, at the end of the circus, yo, everybody went, including me. I was up on my feet when they you know, and that bass reverberated throughout the Madison Square Garden. I was like, yo, that's powerful.
Buffy definitely had. I'm not gonna say it was his embouchure. I think it was just his stature that would help him deliver that bottom heavy sound.
Exactly.
And you could distinguish the two, right?
Dougie was faster.
Yeah, he was faster. He did all the clicks with his voice, and it was unique. Like he's the only beatboxer I can say that could do that style. I mean, it was unique to him. You know, and that's what I love both of them. Everyone says, "Oh, Buffy's better," or "No, Dougie Fresh is." I'm like, both of them are dope, man. They brought different aspects to it, man.
Right.
You know, so that's the beauty of it. But yeah, growing up in Linden Plaza, man, my cousins, like I said, they would come over to the house and we would make hip hop tapes.
Your exposure to becoming a musician sort of started electronically,
right? And then they wanted to start a hip hop group called All In Together Now Crew. But I decided, I said, I want to do music seriously. I want to really take this up seriously. So I kind of went off on my own thing. They went on that thing. My brother, Jizza and RZA had actually did a 12-inch called the All In Together Now Crew.
Really?
Yeah. I saw the record. It was a 12-inch. It was it wasn't even like a label that stood around like Sutra Records or Enjoy, it was some budget label like Rat Records or something. R.E.T.
Such and such.
Yeah, some white label stuff.
Dirty Fingernail Records,
Wow.
Funky Finger Productions.
Wow. So,
Ramsey, did you go to school? Did you pursue it in school of the arts?
Yes, I did. I the funny thing, when I was in the 80s, I actually missed an audition for the High School of Performing Arts. That was School for Fame, right?
Yeah.
So I was faced with having to go to an aviation school, which was East New York Vocational Institute.
No.
Yeah, right.
Became,
and that's down
Transit Tech, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it became Transit Tech. Matter of fact, I was in the last graduating class before they changed it into Transit Tech.
Wow.
We were the last, 1980, 83.
That was the last class for aviation?
Yep. And then they changed it over to transit.
Yo, this guy went to the same high school my dad went to.
I was saying, we had this conversation before with someone else, right? Was it AG the coroner?
It was AG, and there was somebody else too that had mentioned
Yeah.
East New York Vocational. And yeah, that's same high school as my dad. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was 214 in the area and 218 and in East New York. Those were the schools that went
Did
to.
they have a music program at all?
They did have a music program. It was like a band program, and my teacher, I'm trying to remember his name, Rabinowitz, I believe. I think it was Rabinowitz, but he was cool.
Okay.
I tell you why. He knew I was the only one that was really into like like knowing about like the artists or musicians that played on those records. You know what he told me one day? He says, "Yo, Ramsey, you know I played on that record, Gary's Gang, Dance, 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 Disco Music."
Yeah.
He played on that record, and it came out that time. At that time, he said, "Yeah, I'm on that record." I'm like, "Dude, are you kidding me?" Wow. And he right there. He was like, "Cool for me," you know.
Right. Yeah.
One day, he told the class, "Hey, I want you guys. I'm going to give you an assignment. I want you to bring in the album South Soul Orchestra, Bird of Magic or Magic Bird or something like it. Magic Bird." Mm-hmm. And I looked at him. I said, "I got it." I was the only kid in the class that had that record. I bought it the next day. He said, and he looked at me and says, "Ramsey, I knew you had that record because I could tell." Because he knew I was musically inclined. Like I was deep into the vinyl and the music, you know. So yeah, I give it to him, man. He was a great teacher, man. But after that, man, I just said, you know, I'm not gonna do aviation. You know, that's not my thing. So I graduated. I got my high school diploma, but it took me 2 years to find myself to figure out what I wanted to do.
Well, wait a minute, Ramsey. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Now that I come to understand that you went to aviation, are you did you walk out of that school being mechanically inclined?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I did.
I'm sure you.
I wasn't fucking around in there like, you know.
Yeah.
like got by like mopping the floor.
Or being cool with the teacher.
You want me to erase the board?
Yeah. No, but that's crazy because, you know, to understand that you went to that school because, again, aviational tech, you were learning how to fix planes.
Yeah, engines and start like do over what do you call it? I forgot what they like procedures of starting the engine, the propeller and all that. Yeah.
Is the school like that like a setup to the like armed forces? Like are they trying to like lead you in that direction?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
When I graduated, the first day when I got my diploma, I remember coming home. My home phone rings. I pick up. "Hi, this is the Army." It was a woman. "Hi, this is the United States Army. We would like to know if you would like to enlist in the armed services." I said, "No, I'm not really into it." And then she started talking sweetly. She says, "But honey, you know, you can be an asset to your country." And I'm like, nah.
Fuck out.
No, thank you. Hung up. Even at that age, I knew what's up.
So Ramsey, sorry to cut you off, but
no, it's okay.
So you walk out of there, you graduate, right? And you're saying that it took you about 2 years to find yourself. So in those 2 years, was like mom and pops like, "Yo, you got to get a job," or like?
No, they didn't. They weren't pushing me out or anything like that. It was just I was frustrated because I figured I wasted 4 years being at an aviation school and didn't really pursue what I really wanted to do. And once I graduated, I had my diploma, and I was like sitting around. My father was like, "Yeah, son, what are you going to do?" And then I realized, I said, "You know what? I'm gonna go across the street to TSS, get a job," which I did. Got a job there, and after a while, they laid everybody off. And then I ended up working with a friend, my coworker at TSS, who was a construction worker. Okay. He had his own construction business. So I was helping him make put up drywall, paint, put down floor tiles, like really redo a whole store, like changing we did a dry cleaners. We changed the dry cleaners into a sporting goods store. Just the three of us, a crew of 3.
Wow.
But that job was grueling, bro. I mean, the dust in your nose, and it was a dirty job, but I love doing that. I love working with my hands, you know.
He was really Jamaican.
Exactly mine.
From planes to construction.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
There we
Do
go.
it all, man. Wagwan.
And I love hard work, you know. I love doing that, you know, because it's just makes you feel more whole, you know, as a person, you know. And when I finished doing that work, I remember I was sitting at home and my father said, "Son, why don't you go to college or pick out a college?" I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to go away. I don't want to go out. I want to, you know, because we were still all family and everything, right, together." So I said, "You know what? I'll go to Long Island University in downtown Brooklyn, which I enrolled in."
Okay.
And I went there and I enrolled there in '84. And I remember getting a job at the post office during the summer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I was a mailman
during the summer?
Yes. Working Wyckoff Heights, Myrtle Ave, Bushwick. Yeah, I was delivering mail all over the place, man. And dude, I was good. I was
of the month. They're like, "You late?"
Yes,
you at?
Dude. I used to get that all the time, man. They be on the street corner. "Yo, man, with my check, hey, man, with my check." I'm like,
"Surprise, motherfucker."
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah, and I did that for up until fall, and I went back into school, and for my second semester, and I was like, I was studying music. I took up music.
Okay.
I finally took up music. I said, let me do music as a major, music jazz studies. So I had classical and jazz, you know, composition.
So you go into LIU.
Mm-hmm.
And you right across the street from Junior's, baby.
Yep.
Oh man, and all that's the Albee Square Mall.
Oh yeah, bro.
You right there, like.
Yep.
So you go to LIU, you're studying music, and now you're learning not only how to compose, but write music and do arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I do now.
Does that set you up? Like, do you walk out of there with a degree, or do you cut yourself short because you're moving on to other ventures?
What happened was I didn't get to finish because they banned me from finishing because I owed tuition money. That, you know, the old story. The old tuition money, and plus. I couldn't come back unless I paid up the tuition money, which I did. I went back. They actually prevented me from going around 88. I think it was 88 or 87.
I thought you were going to say they banned you because you took your shirt off.
No. I'm going to tell you a story about that, what happened, why I did that.
We're going to bring that back around.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember they banned me around 87. Mm-hmm. Then it took me a year to get the money, and I paid it up. I went back in 89. They banned me again because I owe leftover money again from that semester. And I remember my professor said, "Mr. Jones, so you got like a year left, man. You not gonna finish that?" I said, "You know what? I'm really frustrated being like not allowed to go to school and finish and get my degree. So I'm just gonna not finish it."
Yeah.
So I just left it. I was like 3 years. I was
wow.
there for 3 years, yeah.
So you was cut short for some bullshit.
Yeah, money.
You know, it's sad because, you know, Sully can also speak to this because he had sort of a similar problem when he went to college and he went away.
I was in Texas.
Yeah.
Wow.
The resources always comes to pass that we have that, like, you know, as a hindrance, if you would.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have access to resources, or we don't know about grants and certain programs that we could attain to help us finish our education.
Mm-hmm. I was never told that.
That's the thing. Like
they push the loans on you.
Yeah, that's
always
the person they go with. Yeah, mm-hmm. And the interest rates be bananas.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And for what? You know what I mean?
To keep us in perpetual debt forever.
Yeah.
Debt.
So now you walk away from LIU.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next move? Like, do you have a plan in place?
No. What happened? It just fell into my lap. What happened was my best friend, who is Intifad, he's called the God of Sound, but his real name is Vaughn McLeod. Okay. He was one of my friends that I grew up with in Linden Plaza. So he was whole family. He's family. Right. He's a producer. He's a music producer with Supernova Slam. That's his cousin.
Okay. Is that house music?
No, Supernova Slam is like rock, hip hop, Matter of fact,
like Sublime type stuff.
no, it's all across the board. It's more like corrosion of conformity with hip hop.
Like a gumbo.
Yeah. So we did a ghetto metal thing in Brooklyn, and we opened up for KRS-One. There's a clip of it on YouTube.
Wow.
We're doing a corrosion of conformity song. It's on the Supernova Slum, and yeah, it's just put it in. I think it's something of the darkness. I forgot the title of it, but we killed it, bro. KRS-One was blown away when he was like, "Holy shit, you guys bought it!"
Wow.
Yeah, him and DMC. My band Rebelmatic opened for DMC in Brooklyn at this club right in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Okay.
And dude, we came on stage and we took no prisoners, man. We just kicked ass. Got off stage, DMC walked up to me and said, "Yo, I gotta step up my shit. You guys." I was like, you're an icon to me. You're an icon, bro. Like,
wow.
We mean step up your shit. He said, "Dude, you just destroyed it." You know, the crowd was like going crazy because they were there to see DMC. We were there too to see DMC. But for him to tell us that, it just validated it. Like, wow. Like,
Run DMC? You don't run DMC.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to this. I grew up on you guys, man. I remember when I was graduating from high school, and I'm gonna tell you this story because this hip hop was changing. The sound was changing from the Grandmaster Flash with the and it's like the group rapping with the different members rapping. Run DMC, when they put out Sucker MCs, that was the first track that had just a beat. Yeah. Just because everything before that was all music, playing covers of like Chic or Apache. Sugar Hill Gang did a song with Apache sample in it, but it was a band playing it. Right. But that record drops. And I remember I was on the bus going to Great Adventure on a school trip, graduating class trip with my classmates. And they did, "Yo, Ramsey, check this out." Press play. I'm like, "Yo, what's that?" He's like, "Yo, that's Run DMC." I never heard them before. When I heard that 2 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhymes, so I said this rhymes I'm about to say. The rhyme was deaf, but then it went this way. I was like, "Yo!" I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
That rolling drum machine started to change everything. Yep. And like you said,
the rolling drum and the Linn drum.
Yep. That was the sort of the pinnacle, I guess you would say, of when everything started to take a different turn.
Stetsasonic.
Yep, Stetsasonic. You had what's it like?
It was everybody.
Big Daddy Kane, Marley Marl's Productions.
The sound went electronic.
It went electronic. You had African Bambaataa, who was influenced by Kraftwerk when Planet Rock dropped. Yo, it was like an atom bomb hit the hood.
People, see, when you speak of these times, you're talking about, again, pinnacle and pivotal moments in the history of hip hop, basically, and culturally speaking, because that's when people go from almost like punkish type wear and studded belts and name belts and this and that.
About 79, 80, 81, yeah.
So they start changing and getting a little more sophisticated with Latigas and ironed out Lees and
I used to wear iron out Lees. I used to put permanent creases in my Lees, bro. Yeah. And I had burgundy Pumas, bro. But my brother ODB outdressed me, bro. Really? I'm coming up. Yeah, yo, check this out. So this is when we were living in Linden Plaza. So I come in with my. I would take my Lees to the cleaners. Yo, can you put a permanent crease in my Lees? I had my Pumas on and whatnot. My brother he comes in with the Ralph Lauren shit and the Coca-Cola shirts. And And I'm looking at his gear and I'm looking at mine. I'm like, I got Shams the Baron and he got this shit. my Shams the Barons is whack.
Yo,
compared to what he had.
there is a picture floating around of myself and my guest in Shams the Baron.
And Jordash makes the fantasy
no.
ring.
We didn't go that far. Nah. Yo, Ramsey, Jordash is still in
I know.
rotation. That's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
Wow. So now you come out, you do this work with Supernova Slime.
Slom, yeah, SLOM.
Oh, SLOM.
Yeah, Supernova Slom.
Okay. So now, is this another moment for you where you're like, all right, this is the direction I'm going. Music is my life, and that's it. Like I'm gonna, start working to garnering more gigs or planting myself in with a band.
Well, that story I just told you was much later.
Yeah.
But this is where I'm gonna start in the beginning. So 1989, after I go to my last semester of school and they banned me again. So my best friend Interfied, God of Sound, reached out to me and said, "Hey man, I got this group that I'm in." And he also went to the same school Luke Mon Brown from Funkface went to. So he knew those guys. Okay. So I recall my friend Interfied called me up. So Ramsey, could you come down to the studio in Manhattan on 2nd Avenue? It's in the basement. And I want to show you my band. I want to introduce you to my new band. I said, all right. So I go down there and I meet Ray Russell, Ray Russell's on bass, Mark Waith on guitar, John Ortiz, rest in peace, vocalist. And my friend Interfied was on keys. But they had a drummer, I forgot the cat's name, but the drummer wasn't as good as they wanted him to be, but he was lacking. So my friend called me purposely to come down there because I was like the stellar drummer because he was raving to his friends. Said, "Yo, I got this other drummer, man. He could blow that guy out the box." Mm-hmm. But I didn't know I was coming down for that. So I went down just to check him out, listen to the songs, and the songs were great. It was like new wave mixed with like early 9 Inch Nails, Cure, but more rockish. Okay. Like I would say not even the Clash. I would say like I'm trying to think of like an 80s group, like the Church, like groups like the Church or they have more rock sense, like a Duran Duran. It was the Duran Duran, like new wave stuff. That's how that group sounded.
Did that gravitate more to you? Because I get the feeling like you're more of like a rock or alternative type of guy.
I am. Definitely am.
And people don't understand that rock is not essentially a white thing.
Yeah. And they made it into a white thing because and the funny thing about that is all the trailblazers were like rhythm and blues artists.
Exactly.
The groups like the Orioles, like the doo-wop groups, you had Bo Diddley, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. She was the precursor to all that, and Louis Jordan.
Lessons, baby.
Louis Jordan. So those guys were real rock and roll guys, and women. Like Sister Rosetta Tharpe, she was the one that influenced Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley. Watch videos of her on guitar, man. She's blazing. She's blazing, bro.
So do you have a drum off with this dude, or they just like, yo?
Well, I'll tell you what happened.
You're fired.
I get to the studio.
They hit him with the trump.
This is what happened. I get to the studio. Man, you brought me back with that one. So I get into the studio. I go down in the basement, and we're all sitting in the room, and I'm watching them play with the drummer, right? And I introduce myself to him. So the drummer says, I gotta go to the bathroom. Goes to the bathroom. My keyboardist goes, get on the drums. And dude, we played a song that they had just played with the other drummer. Mm-hmm. The bass player looked at me and says, "Thank you, God. I got a beat. I got a rhythm for a change. I got support." He said, "I got support. Thank you."
And he was in the bathroom crying.
It's safe to say that deuce got him deuced.
Right. So he came out the bathroom. He saw me on the drums. And he knew. He saw the writing on the wall.
He
Saw
walked
the
away.
writing on the wall. He says, "You know what? I don't want to play drums anymore anyway." And he walked out.
Yeah, now
I'm
you.
taking my ball and I'm leaving.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I didn't want to play him anyway.
Right, but you know, I'm not that kind of person. But you know, I was friends with him, you know, and we remained cool. Years later, but the band was called Abstract.
Okay.
And we ended up doing like a few demo tapes, and we were on WBAI.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have the cassette of that broadcast of the woman inviting us on the air, and she played our music on the air along with the Metallica album that was just released at the time. Lonely Light, Into Sandman. That album came out around the time we dropped our EP.
Wow.
You know, so she was playing that. It's on the same broadcast. But yeah, I was playing with Abstract for 5 years, from 1990 to 95. And Funkface came around that time. They were out earlier than us. And my friend was mutual friends with them, with Luke Mon and Jeff and Frank and Tim. And he said, "Hey, yo, I was working at Tower. I remember started working at Tower in 1990.
Jesus, I feel old. You talking about everything, boy.
On my birthday, November 2nd, right? That night, my friend Interfi came pick me up. Yo, you want to go to Mars? I said,
wow.
Yeah. We went to Mars, and he said, yo, I want you to see this band, Funkface. So I go to the basement, and I see, God, what's the DJ on Funkmaster Flex?
Okay.
Before he even was a radio DJ, he was a DJ at that club, in various clubs in New York. Yo, that's the first time I see him mix like DJ, and I was like, yo, you're a badass DJ. He said, yo, thank you, bro, thanks so much. Gave him a pound. My friend comes down. He says, yo, Ramsey, let's go upstairs. So we go upstairs. I go to the reggae floor. Then I walk past the new wave floor. See, that's the thing, man. People early in New York was bananas.
Mars had like 6 floors, right?
Yeah, dude, all different styles, genres of music. It was amazing, man.
I remember.
They don't do that no more.
No, they don't do that anymore, man. I mean, it was like that.
Everything sounds the same. Why would they do it?
Yeah, it was such a freedom of that time, you know, with everything mixing, intermingling with one another. You know, you had the punkers with the rockers, with the hip-hoppers and the break dancers. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. That's why, you know, I didn't mind getting teased because I listened to rock. I said, dude, I'm a hip-hop head too, bro.
Yeah.
Deep hip-hop. You know, but don't put me down because I listen to the Beatles. I love the Beatles and Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath.
No,
you know?
I think it's more so. Even growing up, Sally, I think you'll remember there were 2 brothers that lived in the towers where we grew up. Andre,
Felipe,
yeah. So Andre and Felipe were these 2 black brothers that would visit our block. They were friends with an older, like bro to us.
Yeah,
and they were metal heads.
Yes.
They were like metal heads. Like they hung out with the metal kids in school. Like
mosh pits.
Yep.
But these dudes also played football. They were fucking monsters.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why I'm saying this is because that was the first time that I started to understand, like, yo, wait a minute, is this their music? And as we got older, that we start to understand, wait a minute, this isn't a white thing per se.
No.
Rock music comes from black people of color, right?
Yeah.
So when you were getting teased, it's because we didn't know any better.
Right.
We didn't know the origins. No, right.
I knew.
We didn't know the origin, right?
Yep.
So now, at this point, everybody sort of understands where this music comes from.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I can tell you another story. Abstract played. We got asked to do a gig at L'Amour's in Brooklyn. You know, L'Amour's was a metal club, right? So like all the metal bands played there. Anthrax, Metallica, they played this club, right? We come in, we looking like new wave nerds, you know, like the way we dressed. Yo, the guys walked up to us. You guys play R&B? You an R&B band? I look at them like, no. And that made them even more confused.
Right.
You see a bunch of black guys, black Hispanic. Because my lead singer was Hispanic, and the guitarist, yeah, I think he was white, but it was me and the keyboardist and the bass player were black.
Wow.
So we walked into L'Amour's, man. People did not know what to make of us. They were like looking at us like, "You guys are a hip hop group or?" No. We said no. Oh, you play R&B? No. Dude, when we hit that stage and we played with all of our original songs, and we did a cover of Little Wing. I remember we did a cover of Little Wing and Cry On Mrs. I forgot the name of the new wave group that did the song. See, I'm having senior moments during this podcast, so forgive me.
We have them all the time, trust me.
But we did a range of songs. We did all the songs that we did was original, all our original material, and the rest like two covers. Dude, after we got off the stage, people were like, "Holy shit, we didn't know you guys could play that music, rock music." I'm like, dude,
fuck you thought we was here for?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Selly. So this band Funkface has been out for a long time.
Yes.
Right? And they have a huge following. And the reason why I'm bringing this up because I want Ramsey to sort of let us know if this is true because I've heard a lot of fucking crazy stories about this band. Ramsey, is it true that the lead of the band, Lukman, is he the type that gets naked during a fucking performance?
Dude, I was there. I mean, before I joined them, I remember going to I think it was I forgot the name of the club. It was on the west side, near the West Side Highway in the 30s or 20s. 20th Street or 21st Street. I don't know if it was called the Marquee.
Okay.
But yeah, it was called the Marquee. Yo, my band Abstract, because like I said, we had mutual friends. My friend knew the guys at Funkface.
Right.
And the first time they saw me play with Abstract, they were like, "Yo, we gotta get that drummer too." Same thing happened with the scenario in the beginning with me joining Abstract. So we opened up for them at the Marquee. It was Lomito, Abstract. It was Abstract, Lomito, and Funkface was the headliners. Mm-hmm. Lukman, I'm backstage with Lukman. He puts on a baby diaper. He wraps duct tape around the baby diaper to hold it up, and he has a baby bottle this big. Yo, and we got a picture of it. We have a picture of it. It's on the Funkface page on the Funkface website, and he's got the thing the thing you put on the baby's head, the little hat. Yeah, dude, he went on stage and they fucking killed it. They killed it. The crowd. My lead singer stage dived into the crowd. He climbed the balcony. He climbed the banister up to the second level and then dived off. Because we were so big fans of Fishbone.
Oh yeah.
And years later, I became like great friends with Fish.
Really?
And yeah, Fish and Angelo. And my band Rebelmatic just did a podcast with Angelo.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's on our like page, Rebelmatic page on Facebook if you want to look it up. But yeah, man, we were so enamored with them because I remember the first time I saw Fishbone, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep after watching those guys. Angelo, their band was so tight, yo. The horns, they were getting horns thrown from to them by their roadies without them looking. They would like click and then start playing, throw the horns back without looking. Throw the horns back without looking, and they catch it. Angelo stage dived into the crowd, swam all the way to the back of the venue, climbed up to the the balcony, and dived off that balcony into the crowd. Then he swam back. They threw the horn. He caught it, and he didn't miss a beat, bro. Didn't miss a beat. Yes, that's the legendary Funkface. That's Jeff Usamanat on the left. Mm-hmm. That's me. That's Jerome next to me. That's Lukman Brown, and that's Frank Usamanat. That's his brother, Jeff. He's the bass player, Frank.
So, Jeff. The story I heard. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, I'm your host, Mr. A, with my partner.
Sally Sassong in the building.
And this is the set 61445. Tonight we're speaking to Mr. Ramsey Jones.
Yes.
The story that I heard was that this dude at a performance, and salute to Petey from Rebel X Sounds, got naked. It was on the bar. Like,
yeah, he did.
And I can't remember the details, but there was something about somebody getting hit in the face. And just
you want me to stir that drink?
Yeah, yo, dude.
Yeah.
Tirando manguera por tu sitio.
Oh,
and
man.
Fucking crazy, bro. But this dude is like, he's known for his antics, if you would.
Yes, Luke Bond was a wild one back in those days, because we were like, like I said, we were huge fans of Funkadelic, Fishbone, Red Hot Chili Peppers. So we always wanted to go out of our way to like entertain the crowd, Before I joined Funkface, this was in '95. Before I joined them, they were on tour with Spin Doctors.
Okay.
Spin Doctors even threw them off the tour because they were playing
so wild.
Yeah, so wild. The crowd loved them over Spin Doctors.
Wow.
So yeah, this is what I'm trying to make my own light here.
Oh yeah, you good? Like that, you good? You good?
I'm blacking the black, y'all.
So Ramsey, let's talk about some of the music that you have recorded and some of the artists that you have worked with. You had mentioned in your bio that you played with alongside, is it the bass player who played with James Brown?
I played with Fred Thomas, yeah. In the 70s. Fred Thomas played on all the cuts in the 70s.
Really?
Yep. From Past the Peas, Hot Pants, Good Foot, Payback, you name it, he played it. Bass on this.
So how do you and Mr. Thomas come to cross paths musically?
I'll tell you. This was in 2010. Wow. I was playing with my band Bandroids. That's another punk band. There's clips of us in YouTube.
Hold on. Tell you, this fucking guy's Jamaican. He's named 7 bands that he's played with.
I'm gonna give you a list of all the bands that I've been in and bands that I'm in currently.
We don't have enough time, brother. You got fucking hired guns
to be continued.
Right?
Continue to be.
Yeah. For real. So you're playing in this other band,
Bandroid. Yeah, we were dope. Three piece, right? We played at the Shrine in Harlem.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
Right?
Where?
Fred Thomas was on the bill.
Okay.
So after we played, we walk up the stage. I get outside. Fred Thomas is standing outside. My bass player, my guitarist, lead singer of the group, Bandroids. He said, "Yo, Ramsey, man, you know who this cat is, Fred Thomas?" And the name, I was like, I heard the name, but I don't recall. He said James Brown. Dude, as soon as he said that, I was like, "Joe, you played on Past the Peas?" And he said, "Yeah, that's me, man." I was like, "Whoa!" I hugged him. I said, "Dude, it's an honor, man. Like to open for you, man. It's wow." So we just hit it off quick.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward to 2017.
Okay.
His guitarist Gabriel called me up out of the blue. I met Gabriel at the show too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's his guitarist that plays with Fred.
Mm-hmm.
He called me and said, "Yo, Ramsey, hey, Fred wants you to play with him, man." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "Yeah, man, come." He lives in Brooklyn in Bed-Stuy. I said, "All right." So I get on the train, I get to his house, and we have lunch in his kitchen. And I immediately reminisce about Brooklyn, old Brooklyn, Brownsville. And he said, "Yo, Ramsey, you're the first cat I meet, like, talking about the old neighborhood like that. Because I lived here since the 60s. Since, like, the late 60s. I was like, wow, man, really?" He said, I said, "Yo, my father lived up on the block at Georgia Avenue when my parents got separated in the 70s. He moved to Georgia Avenue, which was not too far from where Fred lived."
Wow.
So we went into his basement. We started playing Hot Pants. Like, and he was telling me, "Ramsey, always remember, you got to play the one.
Got to be on the one, baby.
On the one, brother." And I said, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't know." We do a show at BB King's. Remember BB King's?
Yeah. That was a nice spot.
Yes, I played many shows there. So Fred Thomas said, "Hey man, I got a show. Come play with me." We did the show. After the show, he's like, "Ramsey, you're good, man. You're good, but you're not playing the one." Then I realized, I was like, okay. So he was getting a residency at Freddy's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Right off the F train line, was it 9th Avenue, I think? And it's a nice club, nice bar, Irish bar club. So we play
By Prospect Park?
It's actually, you know where the F train comes out on the elevated part. I think it's 9th Avenue.
Smith like Smith and
yeah.
Smith
The club is actually up the block from that main thoroughfare. It's like 1 block away.
Oh, you're talking about on that side. Okay.
Yeah.
Red Hook.
Red Hook, that's where it is. It's called Freddy's. Been there since the 20s.
Wow.
Yeah. So they got 2 rooms. They got to decide where the bar is, and they serve food and stuff. And the other side is the club. So Fred Thomas plays in that room, and he called me to play that show, and that show solidified our bond. So he's been calling me every time to do shows with him. We did a show with Panda Music, Pande Music, on the rooftop in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Wow.
And if you go on YouTube, you'll see a clip of me playing Pass the Peace with Fred Thomas and Cold Sweat.
Hold up a second. I gotta ask. Did you ever find the one?
Oh yeah, bro. I definitely especially on Pass the Peas. Pass the Peas. Pass the Peas. Pass the Peas. Like we used to say.
Damn, that's just used.
And 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ramsey, how did he bring it to you though? Like, how did he make you find the one though?
Well, all I did was play the one beat. Boom.
That was James' shit.
Because James is all about the one. James
all about the one. Yeah.
Yep.
That funk
reinforce that, yeah, because that's the powerful. That's the beat. That's the mother.
Yeah. It's sort of like the drop.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
James, seeing the movie that they did on James Brown, not to sort of like go off into another direction, but seeing the movie about James Brown, you sort of get a glimpse of to his genius, because the man was just not only a student, but his work ethic was crazy.
Incredible, bro. The other day I was in the van with my band members from Dancing Dream. We were driving from Dallas to Granbury, right? And they were talking about like how performers play. They tour, about touring. We were talking about touring. I said, "Yo, you guys, are you familiar with the Chitlin Circuit?" They never heard of the Chitlin Circuit ever. Not even heard that term. Yeah. I said, "Do you know James Brown, B.B. King, those cats, especially James Brown, perform shows 360 days a year?" James Brown, he would play 5 shows a day at the Apollo. Now imagine playing 5 shows. You're sold out for a week, and you're playing 5 shows a day.
People are made of spit and glue nowadays. They couldn't do 3.
Not even 3. Not even 3. Like they'll do 3 songs. Like a hip hop performer will come on, do 2 songs, and then walk off and get paid like a couple of G's for it. I said James Brown for me was the barometer of like hard work. I mean, he gave me the inspiration to play the way I play. The drummers that he had in his band, Jabbo Starks, John Morgan, one of the Parker brothers. It's not Maceo's brother. Yeah. Was the drummer for James Brown. The drummer for James Brown at the time, if you look at the Tammy Show movie, where James Brown is sliding across the stage and he's doing the splits and all that in 1965, that's Maceo Parker's brother on drums.
Didn't Maceo play with him?
Yeah. But his brother got Maceo, was the one that got Maceo in his band.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man. Jabbo, Clyde Stubblefield, who did Funky Drummer. That's the most sampled. Even jungle music comes from that.
Yep. That James Brown. Forget about his catalog, right? Let's just put the catalog to the side,
right?
And performances and so on,
right?
James Brown birthed a whole a whole genre
Indeed.
inside of hip hop.
Yep.
With his music, because
hip hop wouldn't exist.
Yeah, so many people drew from that, and especially during the age of the electronic, that change from bands to electronic and sampling thrust him right back into the forefront of music, and everything legend even more.
Exactly, like everything in the 80s was sampled. It was a James Brown sample. Marley Marl liberally used James Brown.
Yeah, for sure.
And that shows you how powerful James Brown's rhythms were with the bands that he had, you know.
For sure.
Ramsey, I got a question.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw the Biggie documentary recently. They had that he learned how to do his counts from a jazz player. So did like RZA, Jizza, any Old Dirty Bastards, did they ever learn from you, like musically, like in that sense of their count and stuff?
My brother definitely, he learned, he like listening. He got his style, his whole ways about him, like his style, swag. I would say my Uncle Freddie was a major influence, because my Uncle Freddie was on my mother's side of the family. That's my mother's brother. Like, was like that, because that's Shinnecock Indian blood, man, you know. Hey, we get that liquor in us, that's it.
Yeah, it was crazy to find that out. That y'all have Indian in y'all. Yeah, people say that, you know, that's just like, yeah, you got Indian. No, you guys actually takes that back.
Yeah, we definitely do. My cousin Papa Wu told me, he revealed this to me, that the Native American that's sold Manhattan to the Dutch is related to us. One of our ancestors on my mother's side. I was stunned. He said, "Dude, I went to the American Indian Museum near the ferry. Yeah." He said, "I saw the document."
Wow.
I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." But my brother, he definitely was influenced by the music I listened to, because I mean, I played a lot of rock around the house. You know, there's a Ego Trip magazine. Remember that magazine, Ego Trip?
Yes, sir.
They interviewed him and Chaka from Orange 9mm. I know Chaka, okay, because through Rebelmatic, you know, and all other punk bands I played in. So he interviewed Russell and asked him, "Hey man, so where'd you get your rock music influence from?" He said, "Yeah, hanging around with my big head brother." And he was always pretending he was Jimi Hendrix. Like, I would always like get a broom and pretend I'm Jimi Hendrix playing the guitar. And I would play like records like Simande or Mandrill, and my sisters and brothers always wanted to join in. They said, "Ramsey, could we join your band?" I go, "Yeah, sure." So I give like a coat hanger to my brother. I give like a something like that resembles a mic to my sisters.
Hairbrush.
Yeah, like a brush or something. They would like we would pretend we were a group. That would keep us busy in the house, because my parents would always leave us in the house. You know, we were these latchkey kids. Like, you know, my cousins would come in and knock on the door. "Hey Ramsey, it's your cousin. Sherry said you can let me in." And then there's mommy said not to let nobody in the house. Man, and I look through the peephole, I see my cousin. Mommy and daddy said not to let nobody in the house.
There was no cell phones, no texting, none of that.
None of that.
None of that. Just an old rotary phone.
It's crazy, because as time went on, you know, a lot of people, you know, when you speak about like Russell, Old Dirty, and his influence, you know, a lot of people sort of shied away from him, and they didn't understand his capabilities as an MC.
Yeah.
Right. And when you look and listen to Old Dirty's work, even now, like my son or my daughter, when they were like teenagers and listening to it, you really get to understand, like, wow, this dude was super fucking creative. You know, his pen game and his animated sort of personality made that shit so appealing.
Yeah, and he had the operatic. He brought that singing quality to it, because it was my mother and father. You know, we were all singing, and that also was a part of his style. So he combined all that, and it was unique. Like, I knew that's why he got the name Unique.
Yeah.
You know, because I knew my brother was special, but I just like, I felt like, wow, like something's gonna like happen like big time for him. You know, him and RZA, because they were hanging out a lot. Like I wasn't hanging out with my cousin. They would come over to my house a lot. I was more like a loner, because I was into my own thing and listening to music. But when my cousins come over, yeah, we did things together in the house and everything. But my brother and my cousin would always go out to 42nd Street, go to see Chinese movies. I would go see the kung fu movies too, like back in those days, and see like those snuff films, Make Them Die Slowly. You remember that film, Make Them Die
Jesus
Slowly?
Christ.
I remember seeing
Aginess.
Purple Rain in those rundown theaters on 42nd Street.
Yo, speaking of seeing movies in the Deuce, I'm gonna tell this really quick story.
Yes.
We went to the Deuce. This is when Blinko was alive. Me, Blink, Terrence, Bezo. I think Dinah was with us. It was like 6 or 7 of us. It's like 1 a.m. We go see the kung fu flicks. It's all dark. We're sitting down, we're watching the movie, and we're like, yo, we're just wondering, like, we're making noise. Nobody else is making it. We're like, what the fuck? Yo, the movie finishes, the lights go on. When the lights go on, we look around. It was none but homeless people around. I was like, yo,
keep it down. We're trying to sleep, guys.
I know, right?
Get the fuck out of here. Like,
here, where's my remote?
it's time to get the fuck out of here, baby.
Exactly.
But Ramsey, let me ask you this. What do you think up until this point? You've played with so many bands, you've traveled, you've come into contact with so many like historical figures in the music game.
Yes, I have.
What do you think is your most, memorable moment up until this point that you've had?
Most memorable moment of like someone I met, like a musician, like that I revered, or
performing wise. Yeah,
man, I could say playing with Jizza in Portland, Oregon for the Pabst Blue Ribbon Festival.
Okay.
We played a Pabst Blue Ribbon Festival in Portland, Oregon, and Tears for Fears was on the second stage. Tears for Fears was on the stage across from us. So the way that the performances were they would have the band, the act play, and then the other act would play on the other stage. So nothing would like cancel each other out. Right. But Shabazz Palaces opened up for us.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the cat from Diggable Planets.
Wow, what happened?
Yeah, it's a two-man group. Like they do this like electronic kind of like Afrobeat, like hip hop, like it's like some other shit, man. It's beautiful, it's dope. But they opened up for us, and I remember going out on the stage after they opened up for us. I walked out on the stage, and people were throwing up their W's. That. I said, yo, throw your W's up. And like 3,000, it looked like 5,000 people were there. Threw their W's up, man. That feeling was just like, whew, man.
Music.
Amazing, man. We did that show, and to the hour, we actually finished at 10 o'clock on the dot.
You did the Liquid Swords album?
We did my band Funky Nomads, we do the whole Liquid Swords album, plus we do tracks from Wu-Tang. We do Cream, we do Shimmy Shimmy Ya from my brother. And I like to, the whole set is a good, hour.
Sweet.
Good hour, 10 minutes.
When's that next performance?
I know we got a show coming up in Vegas in September.
We're flying out.
So I'll let you know.
Football season. Perfect time.
I'll keep you posted. And you know your friend Pete Caballero, man. We like this, man. Like that brother. That's my heart, man.
That's the road guy.
Exactly.
That
Pete, guy, he's the only guy I trust with anything. He handles and takes care of everything. We don't have to ask.
Shout out to Peter Caballero.
Yes, love
Remember
that
like sounds.
Yes. So and I was actually in his band with his project with his former girl. Yeah, Daphne.
It's Daphne.
Black Rose Rebels.
Yes, sir. But going back to the whole thing, so I want you to understand something.
Yes.
The when I met Ramsey in the physical, we went to City Winery because Jizza was performing. And this is on Varick and something. It's like 2 blocks from SOBs.
Yep.
And I was downstairs in the green room waiting for him to go on. You know, the band's there, mad cool motherfuckers, just cool. Yo, what's going on? Blah, 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 talking. Who walks in? Power. Power comes in. And then he's chopping up. Master Killer comes in.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, wow. Like right there.
History in front of your eyes.
Yeah. And then what happens? Stretch Armstrong comes in. And I'm like,
yep, I know Stretch.
Oh. So now here comes Ramsey, you know, yo, what up? He's like, yo, you ready? You ready? We're gonna go on. Go upstairs. So I go upstairs to hear them perform the Liquid Swords album. Is fucking retarded.
I'm in, man. I'm in. You know, I love that live shit.
Yeah.
And we do Apache. We open up the set with Apache.
Son, and to see the people, because everybody knows every fucking word, like every lyric, and everybody's just going nuts.
You know, I watched the I watched like, you know, like the Queen movie, and you see like when they do the Live Aid thing, and I'm like, man, how your body must shake. Like playing in front of old people and they're singing your music.
They're reciting all the lyrics.
Oh man,
words.
That's gotta be insane.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful because, you know, even after the show, getting the love from the people. Like I always like to go out to the crowd after I finish the show. I never want to go backstage and just like hang out with like, you know, hangers on or whatever. I like to go out into the audience and
here's your panties back, miss.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I'm gonna tell you this though. I was in Baltimore. It was a sold out show in Baltimore with Jizza, right? And I went, what I always do, we finish the show, I go out to the crowd, yo, thanks for coming. They were like, yo, you guys killed it. That was amazing. This girl walks up to me and says, yo, can I get backstage to see Jizza? I'll suck your dick. I was like,
par for the course.
I was like looking around, I was like,
did anybody else hear that?
I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna go backstage with my cousins. I literally just walk backstage. Even the people around me, we were like stunned, like looking at each other, like, what the? Did she just say that?
Yes, she did.
So I just walked away from that, but I just like, man. But this is the thing, man. How people react to they love the music and just hearing the stories, man. How like they say, oh, your brother, man, was such a he meant so much to me in my life and his music, and I was like, man, it's touching.
Yeah, it's super really universal.
Yeah, and I love that. And I would like to receive that and give that love, you know. And I say, hey, this is why we do this. As long as I know you guys enjoy what we do, this is what we're here for.
The RZA coming from like We Love You, Raheem, and all that.
Yes.
To go into that Wu-Tang era, and I mean, just that hit after hits that they've had. I mean, it's an incredible run, you know.
Yeah, you know, I can tell you, I remember when he put out We Love You, Raheem, because my cousin Jizza had he was the first one to get a record deal.
Come do me.
Yes.
And you know, it's funny, we had a following of him because we kind of heard of him before, and then when they dropped that, we were like, oh, that's not him.
Yep.
Yes.
But we were young, so we didn't, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the same thing I said to RZA when he put out We Love You, Raheem, and I remember my cousin called me over to help him produce like some tracks, help him like with some songs. And I told him, I said, cuz I know that's not your style. I know it's commercial, you gotta sell records, but I know that's not what you you want to put out. So it took him years to finally get the sound that he wanted, the grimy sound, the grimy aspect of it, what he wanted. And he went to the Stax catalog. And I remember my cousin picked me up, King, his brother, King, the eldest brother, picked me up at Tower Records, and they drove me to Brooklyn, dropped me off at Broadway East, New York. While they had a tape in the car with After Laughter Comes Tears. Dude, when that came on, I was like, yo, that's dope. Then he said, well, check this one out. He played Cash Rules Everything Around Me, Cream, Get the Money, Dollar Dollar Bill, y'all. They played that. He said, yo, what should be the single? I said, Cream.
what's crazy is that
That was fire. That was
when after the show we went downstairs or whatever, Jizza is he's introverted.
Yeah, he is.
He's not a talker.
I know.
Right? Like his family, they'll talk.
Us geniuses usually are, you know, we're quiet.
But he's an introvert, and you don't see a lot of expression, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So after the show, he's there, whatever. He comes by, like I'm sitting down here. He's like, I look up, you enjoy the show? I was like, yo, it was fire. He's like, all right, cool, and goes into a back room and just stays there.
Yeah.
RZA comes in, and he's, yo, what up, God?
Yeah.
Yo, how was the show? Like almost a different personality, but a little more outgoing, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I say all that to say that these dudes, like, even though they've reached a certain level in their careers or whatever, they've always stayed true to themselves.
Yeah.
And they've stayed in that who they are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But musically, you guys murdered that shit.
Yeah, you know, I gotta give it to my cousin RZA, man. He's a genius. I mean, the productions that he's done, the work that he's done, and I'm blessed that he was able to get me to be on those tracks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the first track he actually got me on was The Riddler. I remember he picked me up from Tower Records and he says, yo, I want you to play bass on this track. So we go into his studio. This is when he had a small studio in Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
And I go down into the basement. He gives me a bass guitar. He says, yo, I just bought this off a crackhead for $5.
The good old
word?
Yeah, we don't get those days no more.
I was like, what a bargain. So I tuned it up. I said, what do you want me to play? He said, just play the Batman theme. So I said, dun 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 dun. So I said, all right, this is easy. I played it. We listened back to what he recorded. I said, it's cool, but it's missing something. It needs something else. So I went behind his back and I just like saw a synthesizer, and I played this like ding da ding over the top, ding da ding, and then he recorded it, and then we listened back to it, and I was like, he said, oh, it's done. And he drove me home after that. We did it like that quick. That's how quick that session was.
Wow.
And then I see
that was video. Method Man's track, right?
Yeah. Then Method Man visited me in Tower Records a couple of months later. He was like, yo, you Ramsey? I go, yeah. He said, what's up? I said, I know who you are, bro. So my friends were like, oh, you know Method Man? I go, yeah, I know Method Man. They were like, oh my God. They were freaking out, like losing their minds. But yeah, my cousin, once he got 36 Chambers studio on Herald Square, and we did a lot of Wu-Tang albums there. We did the W, W and Iron Flag, and some others like tracks for Mathematics, like for his productions. And yeah, man, I was blessed, you know. Like my cousin Riz and I, we have different personalities, so a lot of times he does things that like goes against my grain. So, but I love him. He's my cousin, you know. He's my blood.
So,
but he's a genius, man. And like over the years, we haven't been in contact with each other. Like I'm more closest to Jizza than I am with RZA.
Right.
Wow.
You know, and it's crazy because like I had a situation where my cousin RZA called me up to play bass on another track. At his house out in Jersey. And he said he needed a bass part, and I said for this French band that wanted a recording of a bass part of their song. So I got my friend to play bass on it, and then when my friend did the track, he didn't get compensated.
Oof.
And that's the thing I don't like when rappers they use musicians' services and they don't pay them. And this is my own cousin, so I was like, man, I said, dude, you know, I think you should have compensated him. And he was like, you know, well, there's a term of limitation. I was like, wow. Like I'm hearing this from my own cousin. So I just left it at that. that. But you know, I love him. I love him. I love all, like, I don't hold any animosity or anything, you know, that's my blood. So
you live and you learn.
Yeah, you live and you learn, you know, just You just have to be more aware of not to be taken advantage by your own family members.
Well, usually that's how it is.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that hurt you the
Family and
most, the ones that
friends.
you love. Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody hates like family.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Like even strangers in the street, they hate you. Like fuck. So what?
Yeah.
But
So
when
what?
it's your family, it's like, what, motherfucker?
Yeah.
You blood.
Yeah.
It's different. But man,
but you know what? I know one day, hopefully, we'll reach out to. I've been trying to reach out to him, but he hasn't been reciprocating.
Yeah.
But Jizza, you know, he's very respectful of me as an artist and the work that I do, and he was the one that called me years ago in 2011. He said, "Yo, cuz, I realized I've been hiring all these other bands to play behind me, and I forgot that you were the musician in the family." And I've been playing with him since that time.
Yeah, man. You guys have a fucking amazing show.
Thank you so much.
I can say that, you know, without a doubt. Like, so
I want in. I'm in for that.
By chance, we go to Vegas to go see this. I have the night of that performance, I got the performance sheet. You know, where you list out all the songs that you guys are gonna do. I got it. Pete gave it to me that night. So I got a little
memento, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I do get that a lot. People like at the end of the show, can I get the set list? I'm like, yeah. Autograph it. Yeah, thank you for coming. You know,
the set list.
Much love.
Yeah,
yes,
set list. That's exactly what it says too. It says the set list on that. It has the whole shit. And Petey was like, he's coming over. He's like, yo, I gotta give you something. I was like, what? He goes, here, don't throw this away. I opened it up. I was like, ugh. And the funny thing is, I want to say this, and I could be wrong, but I could swear that Jizza wrote it because it's in like graffiti handwriting. It's not like. Right. You know what I'm saying? The assistant wrote it. Nah, it's in graffiti handwriting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did he write this? I don't give a fuck. I don't
put it on eBay. We're gonna try.
Right.
Amazing show. Like amazing show on point. I think Master Killer came on that night and did a couple of songs. He did like 2 joints with him, I think, that night.
Yeah.
But it was fucking amazing.
Dude, you should have came to the Sony Hall gig that we did.
Petey's holding out, man.
Yo, that gig, Capadonna came on and we did Ice Cream.
Oh.
Yo, it was bananas. It was crazy because my cousin just like in the middle said he turns his back and says, yo, cuz, you know Ice Cream? I said, yeah, I know Ice Cream. And I look at my bass player. He's like,
yeah, I know.
I look at my keyboardist.
Mr. Softy?
Yeah, right. Ice Cream! my keyboardist interfied. He said, I got you. Yo, he pulled up the sample. Dun, 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 dun. And Capadonna was on his way backstage. Soon as he heard the melody, he came dancing back out into the stage. And then we went right into it. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, they went nuts, dude. And he started rhyming like I was like, dude, it was amazing.
Look at Petey with the bullshit. I only get 1 comp.
I pay. My money's long. My money's good, baby. I pay. Get me there.
This dude, yo, listen, Peter. I'll carry a speaker like I did then. I don't give a fuck, man. Just talk to Jizza or whoever you gotta do. Ramsey.
I'll hook you guys up. Don't worry.
Ramsey, you gotta poly for us.
No, I got you. Don't even worry about that. I got you. I look out for my peeps, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, you're too fucking late. Mr. Ramsey Jones just took us on a musical journey of his experiences, his ups and downs, trials and tribulations. And it's just amazing
we could go on for hours, man.
Yeah,
we could definitely go on for hours.
I didn't even get into telling you like the artists that I played with over the years. I've done albums with like Vernon Reid. This group Dreemtime is like a neo soul acid jazz group, like the brand new heavies. I played with Alexis Hightower. It's so many people, man. So many artists I played with. Fred Thomas, of course. It's Funkface, Abstract. I play with Rebelmatic, Backslider, which is Carolyn Honeychild Coleman. She plays with the Velt. She was playing with the Velt. The Velt is like a psychedelic. These guys like twins from North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina.
And it's called Backslider?
No, the group I played was Backslider, but the girl that's the lead singer, Carolyn Honeychild Coleman, and Anu Guitar. She's the guitarist, and Carolyn Honeychild plays bass, and I play the drums.
So Backslide is like a Reformed Christian group, like they're not.
No, not even close. It's like
No.
like punk. It's like punk and new wave.
Okay.
Yeah, but all original material, bro. I co-wrote the songs with them too. So
nice.
You know, so I'm not a one-trick pony. I just don't play
No,
drums.
listen, I don't think anybody got that impression.
Anybody thinks that?
Yeah, they're tripping. But Mr. Ramsey Jones, we appreciate you so much for giving us your time and making the effort really to make it to the show. I know it was a lot.
Thank you, Mr. A and Sally.
Yes,
Thank you, Sazone. Thank you, brothers. I want to give a shout out to Ma'afa.
Please
too.
do.
Absolutely.
That's another band that I play with Flora Lucchini from Brazil. Yo, that group is like progressive hardcore. Hardcore. Check that out.
In
Ma'afa.
Brazil?
No, she's here.
Oh,
she lives here in Brooklyn, but she's from Brazil.
Oh, okay. We ain't going to Brazil.
But it's progressive hardcore.
Nice.
Yeah, any social media or anything you want to shout? People to follow you.
Yes, you can follow me on Satellite Jones 65. It's SATELLITE Jones at Satellite Jones 65 on Instagram. Ramsey Jones on Facebook.
Okay.
And also you can follow my band's Rebelmatic, Ma'afa, which is MAAFA, and Backslider. Also Funkface. The list goes on. Dancing Dream is my cover band. I do a lot of. I'm all over the place.
The Jamaican drummer is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank Mr. Ramsey Jones for giving us his time. Ramsey, if you sit in the green room for a second so we could close out the show?
Yes.
And come and talk?
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Jesus, God, stay talking to this dude for a lot longer.
Heavy catalog, boy.
What? Heavy duty.
Mm-hmm. Heavy duty.
Heavy duty. Yo, Pete, stop selling stories, brother. All right, I don't want to hear about it. You need to get us this Vegas date. We're gonna show up there.
I'm in, bro. I'll pay. Fly out there and pay. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
I'll fly out. That's not a problem. Just get us the access. You know what I mean?
Give me. I'll buy the top seat. Just get me back there after we end.
Yo, dude, I'm telling you, amazing, like show. Like they're dope, and it's one after the other. After there's no, he talks a little bit, but when they go in. Whew, amazing.
No, that's
for real. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the show. Stay tuned. We're going to have more content coming. We have a special guest coming this Wednesday. I'm going to put up the promo for everybody. I'm sure everybody's out there enjoying the weather, but, we do what we do no matter what. So,
yes, sir. Wednesday, we have Johnny from Malari, right?
Yes, sir. We're going to speak to the radio guy. This guy has been around, started from the ground up, and got his shit popping. So he's going to be on this Wednesday. Make sure you tune in for that. And this guy, Pete, is still giving us excuses.
Said he got 2 in Vegas. Yeah. We in, baby. We in.
We out, bro. That's it. We going to Vegas. All right, man. Let's close out this show. So we out of here?
We out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on Wednesday.